It's pretty strange when someone who claims to know your coworker asks where they work, and then they keep asking you, especially after they don't know. It's just completely strange, and it's probably not a good idea to it's probably safe if you don't know where they work, because you don't know how this person knows them. They may be kind of weird, and especially if they don't tell you how they know them. I mean, even if it's none of your business, it's just, you gotta kind of like make sure they're not being weird or something. Better safe than sorry. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I have little Mr. Humphrey here with me, and we're going to do a Humphrey and story time. Humphrey wanted to be in a video today, and today's Humphrey and story time is going to be the time I was at work one day with one of my coworkers, and this person came into my work and asked for this certain person who used to work at my job, and we told him that she no longer worked at the job, and then he kept kind of asking us where she worked, and it was really weird, and we weren't comfortable telling him where she worked. Well, one, because we didn't know where she worked, and two, we just weren't comfortable because we didn't know how this person knew her. So this is a story just to teach you guys. Oh my gosh, Humphrey. So this is a story just to teach you guys. It's a better idea not to give out where. It's a safer idea not to know where your old coworker works, because you don't want to tell that person exactly where they work, because you don't know how they know them, especially if they ask for that specific person who used to work at your job. So it's just a good idea to be safe. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the story. And because I won't be using names for safety purposes, I will be using substitute names. One person is going to be called coworker because I was working with her that day. And the other person is going to be called old coworker because she no longer worked at my job. So this all started about 2 months ago. I was at work one day. For those who don't know what I do for work, I am a sales associate at a local low-waste beauty shop where we refill products that people use, whether it's shampoo, conditioner, like any type of thing they need refilled, whether it's body lotion, sunscreen, whatever they need refilled, or Humphrey, sorry, whatever they just need refilled. So I was working one day, and I was working with one of my coworkers, who I'm going to name coworker just because she's one of my coworkers. And we're working. She's at the cash register. I'm walking around the front doing a couple things, and suddenly, as we're working, I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was either collecting dip trays or was I cleaning up the mess under the bottles. I can't remember what I was doing, but I know I was helping up front for a while. So suddenly, this person walks up to our store, and he asks,
"Is old coworker here?"
So we knew that old coworker didn't work at my job anymore. So coworker tells the man, old coworker doesn't work here anymore. And then he asks us,
"Do you know where she works?"
So at this point, coworker and I think this is a little weird that he's asking us specifically where she works. So we really didn't know where she worked, and we weren't sure why he needed the information of where she worked. And we didn't know how this guy knew her. And I forgot to do the description of this guy. He was probably in his maybe early 60s, mid 60s. And he had glasses. I don't remember how old he was, but I remember he was kind of an elder man, and he was just asking us all these questions of where she was, and we were trying to tell this person that we had no idea where she worked, and I don't know why he didn't understand that we didn't know where she worked. So finally he stops. After like, this goes on for like, I think about 5 minutes, and he understands that we don't know where she worked. I worked, so he ends up like saying,
"If you ever see old coworker, can you please tell her I stopped by?"
So the man ends up leaving. Me and my coworker look at each other a little bit confused about what had just happened. Humphrey, sorry. And we were like, that was just a little bit weird, because this person was just asking specifically where she was, and he wasn't understanding that we didn't know where she worked. So we kind of like didn't really, we couldn't really tell him much information because we didn't know any information about where she worked or where she was. So we weren't, and it was also probably a good safety thing because we didn't know how this person knew her. So after he was gone, my coworker and I continued with our jobs, and we just decided to forget about what had happened and not let it ruin our shifts. The moral of the story is sometimes it's a good idea that you don't know where your old coworker is now working, who no longer works at your job, because you don't kind of want to because it's just a good idea, because if someone asks you specifically where they work, it's probably not a good idea to give it out because you don't know how the person who is asking for them knows them, and you also don't want to probably give out where they work to someone who is asking for them, because they could probably like go to their work and try to maybe like bother them, and it's never good to go and just bother people at work because they're there to do a job. They're not there to hang out and stuff. So it's just probably a good idea just to like, sometimes it's good to be honest if you don't know where someone who no longer works at your job works now, because it's just a good idea because you don't know how this certain person knows them, or if they're just asking for some weird reason, especially if they don't tell you how they know them. It is kind of weird, but it's just a good safety idea not to say where they work, especially if you exactly don't know where they work. So it's just perfectly fine if you don't know where your old coworkers work now instead of the job that you're at, because it's just a good safety thing, because you don't know how certain people know your old coworkers. So that was a story about how this random person asked for somebody who no longer worked at my job. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. Oh, you're so sweet, Humphrey. And we'll see you in another video soon. Goodbye! Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. And I would really appreciate if you subscribe. That would really make my day. It's really strange. Sorry.